guys, you're welcome back. Hope you guys are doing great. So guys, we're gonna be checking out this video, so let's watch, guys.
This debate happened 15 years ago, but Ayaan Hirsi Ali's courage still echoes today. Outnumbered, under threat, unafraid, on live CNN she faced an Islamic scholar, a European MP, and even the host, and didn't just hold her ground, she won. She exposed uncomfortable truths about political Islam, women's rights, and Europe's identity crisis. In 2025, her warnings feel prophetic. Watch what happens when one woman speaks the truth and the world isn't ready to hear it.
Joining me again, our guest, Danish lawmaker Nasser Khader, Islamic scholar Tariq Ramadan, and the former Dutch MP Ayaan Hirsi Ali. Now, you were busy nodding your head frantically, saying that you got all heated up. I mean, Tariq Ramadan is saying that Islam is part of Europe now. It is a European religion. Get used to it. Some people will want to wear their religious symbols, just like nuns wear habits. What's wrong with that?
Islam is not a European religion. There are Muslims in Europe, and they bring Islam to Europe. Islam is a set of beliefs, it's a set of values, and what we are seeing in Europe is that there is conflict between the values of Europe and the values of Islam. And those Muslims who choose to adapt to the values of Europe will become Europeans, and they will be able to believe and to practice the religious dimension of their religion.
I guess my question is...
But they will not be able, and I think they're going to run into problems if they try to bring political Islam into Europe, and that's what we're seeing. We are having a discussion...
About political Islam.
About the political dimension of Islam. Islam has a political dimension, it has a social dimension, for instance, women's position. It also has a religious dimension. We are not having a discussion about praying 5 times a day, fasting the Ramadan, etc. But we are having a discussion about basic human values that Europeans have resolved and Muslims have not.
Okay, Tariq Ramadan, Europeans have resolved basic human and democratic values and Muslims have not. And would you buy the idea that, in fact, a lot of these women in France are doing it as a political gesture and as a sort of identity, a national identity?
It has nothing to do with this. Look, what we have now, and this has to be also, you know, we have a conservative MP from Denmark, and we have someone who is speaking about Islam saying, in order to be European, you have to be less Muslim because Islam has in itself a political dimension. So I think that we are not listening to what the Muslims, the European Muslims and the American Muslims are saying. I think that Hirsi Ali should listen to what the President Barack Obama was saying when he was talking to the Muslims and to the Muslim majority countries. He was also saying to the Americans, look, Islam is an American religion, and now we have to rely on facts and figures. We have millions of European Muslims who are abiding by the law, speaking the language of the country, and they are now loyal to their country, and they are doing this as an act of faith. It's not for Ayaan Hirsi Ali. Even though she was a Muslim, it doesn't mean that because you were a Muslim, you are open-minded.
Mr.
You
Ramadan,
were Muslim,
Mr.
maybe,
Ramadan,
and some others. The
Mr.
point
Ramadan,
is
we are
that
having,
you have Muslims
no,
today
Mr. Ramadan,
who are abiding by the law, and
we
I am a
having,
European.
we are having
I am a
Muslims,
European.
I'm sorry, we are having Muslims who are stuffing explosives into their underwear and who are taking flights to kill innocent people.
But that's got nothing to do with the veil, Hirsi.
It doesn't have anything to do
who
with
is
the
speaking
veil,
about killing
but
innocent
it has to do
Who is
with
speaking about killing
reading the
innocent
Quran,
people?
participating in jihad, which is a major concept in Islam, and who say it is my religion, it's my God who tells me to kill innocent people. It's my God who makes me impose.
We are saying exactly
so that
the
women
opposite.
Can,
I'm sorry.
you are not saying exactly the opposite. You are an Islamist
sorry.
in the closet.
We are sorry.
You are saying you want to tranquilize everyone into believing that Islam is a religion of peace, and come out and say, as the numbers increase. I do not like your argument. I'm very suspicious of your argument when you say it's only a small minority of people, when you know in places like Iran, in Egypt, in Algeria, that it all started out with a small group, with a number of minority, and that increased.
Okay.
And in democracies, numbers matter.
Can I
Demography
respond to
matters.
that?
Ayan, she's made
Can
a
I-
very strong point. Tariq, listen, she's made a very strong point, and she's basically echoing what André Gérin said in a way, that this veil is the visible part of an iceberg, and behind that is a black tide of fundamentalism. So obviously people like Ayan and the people like the French government believe that this is the beginning of some kind of tidal wave.
It's an
What-
empirics. It's not just a belief.
but
We've
hold on a
seen
sec-
it
no,
in
but
countries
hold on a
like-
second.
It is the beginning. Iran in 1970s, there were only about 10 people who were wearing the
Go
veil.
ahead. Would you let him
Egypt.
respond, Ayan? Go ahead.
Let me
Go ahead, Tariq.
I'm sorry, it's impossible to speak. It's impossible to speak to someone who has a dogmatic
it's the
mind,
first
and the
time you're
problem
listening.
is Islam per se. So let me finish, please. What we have today is a new visibility of Muslims, and that's true. Let us really look at facts and figures. We have a tiny minority of women who are wearing the niqab and the burqa, and we have some extremist views that we have to condemn by saying it's wrong to kill innocent people, it's wrong to impose anything in the name of Islam. And what is said by the great majority of the Muslims around the world and in Europe as well as in the States is that it has to be a free choice. We cannot impose even the headscarf. The women should be autonomous and free and no violence. And killing innocent people as it was done in
That
the
is
States
not
or
true.
anywhere else in Muslim majority countries, this is not acceptable. So the point is now, let me come to what Gérin is saying.
Yeah,
Gérin is
but
saying
he's
the
saying it's not
visible
acceptable.
presence of the Muslims. There is a problem. Let me finish. Let me finish. There is, yes, a problem with the new visibility because the people are perceiving this new visibility as a new colonization. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. It's that the
Mr.
Muslims
Ramadan, it
are
has
now
nothing to do with
Europeans.
colonization.
One
And look at the
second.
ban.
Immigrants,
Arshad,
Muslim immigrants to
Ayan-
Europe
Ayan
choose
Ishali-
to come to
Hold
Europe.
on.
Ayan
Hold on a
Ishali was
second.
They're not being
supporting.
colonized.
Ayan
They came.
Ishali-
I came to Europe.
Ayan?
You came to Europe.
Ayan,
You
hold
were
on
not
one
forced to
second.
come.
It's
Tariq,
just
hold on one
unbelievable.
second.
Ayan
Tariq,
Ishali-
can you hold
Let
on
me-
one
let me
second?
add something.
Hold
Let me
on.
add something.
Sir,
Let
hold
me
on.
just add
No,
something.
hold on a
Ayan
second.
Ishali-
You will get your chance
Ayan
in
Ish-
1 minute.
Mr.
Hold on.
Ramadan.
I want to read some statistics because there's obviously a lot of sort of stereotyping going on. Look, 90% of Muslims in Belgium feel very strong sense of local belonging. 78% of Muslims in England feel a sense of belonging to Britain. 49% of Muslims in France feel a sense of belonging, and 23 who feel German. Let me go to Nasser Khader for the last word. Why is such a lot of hysteria when the facts speak to mostly integrated Muslims? Why do politicians and elements of the media focus so hard on the few people who maybe want to wear the niqab or the veil or whatever it is? Nasser.
You know, the discussion about niqab and burqa is just a little part of the discussion of political Islam. As I started saying that the majority of the Muslims in Western Europe and in Denmark are well integrated and loyal citizens. A recent survey in Denmark told us that the majority of the Muslims in Denmark are an integral part of the labor force. Many of them are becoming a part of the Danish middle class. But we have a minority that live in ghettos, in parallel societies. Physically, they are living in Denmark, in the West, but mentally they are living in the Middle East.
Right.
And that's the problem. The small groups are making the problem for the majority.
Oh, guys, that was a whole lot. Like, at first, when the lady started making a conversation, I thought she was for Islam because there was a video I came across and I noticed she was once a Muslim and now she's an ex-Muslim. So when I saw this video, I was like, okay, maybe it's a very old clip of her when she was a Muslim, not knowing that she was leading to somewhere when she started a conversation, the question they asked her. Then when they had an interview with the man and she started, saying this and that, Islam is this, it's not a religion of peace, blah, blah, blah. But my question is, what went wrong? Because I'm sure she was a bona fide, Muslim. She was no, she was so dedicated, like she was really into the religion when she was young, right? So what happened? Why did she leave the religion? What actually went wrong? Did she had a personal experience, or is it things that happened around her that made her change her mind? I am really, really, so surprised to see that she is actually against the religion she was once in. There's one thing for you to be in a religion and another thing for you to now start say, oh, the religion is not this against it. At least if she didn't kind of attack the religion, I would have said, okay, but she still has respect for the religion because of the statement she made at first. But I'm sure because of the way the man was making this point, that really angered her, and she was like, no, that's not true. This is what happened. It's not this, it's not that. Man, back and forth, and
Wow. All is well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more. Like, share, and comment. I'll see you in the next one.